How many of you guys have heard of the house in Hinsdale, New York? By show of hands. Oh, not many, huh? Well, who's seen Discovery Channel's Haunting? Oh, already a little bit better. Who's seen the episode Dark Forest? Okay, that's the Hinsdale house. Built back in 1871. We're going to start there. I'm going to sit down just for a moment here. Question, when was the United States formed? 1776. In 1775, Hinsdale, which is actually nicknamed Hinsdale, from the New Hampshire Hinsdale, was by the Seneca Nation. There was a treaty going around to stop the United States from forming. You guys know that? Tried to stop it. There was 3 colonies that did not sign that treaty. One of them was Hinsdale. So after the United States formed in 1776, by 1777, all 2,000 Indians were slaughtered, wiped off, and nobody knows what happened to them. A little weird, huh? Well, in 1871, when this house was built, it's in the middle of nowhere. Your GPS won't even lead you to the house. That weird. There was a stagecoach that used to run through there. Everybody knows what a stagecoach is, right? Okay, cool. Where's the Dougie? There's a lady on her way, Dr. Tanis. You guys don't know who that is? Go on, Google it. Dr. Alex Tanis. Got a vision of a girl being hung in this tree out there. And the weird thing is that she had a baby sitting right next to her in this tree. So as this vision kept going on, he also picked up that there was a religious cult up there that didn't believe that this lady was married. She was actually on her way from Pennsylvania to Buffalo, New York. And she was hung. They cut her belly open, took out the unborn child. Pretty wacky, right? I mean, it sounds like a horror story. As Dr. Tanis walked into this house with Father Al, he proceeded to go up the stairs, and he looked at him and said, "Hey, all I see are bodies, and they're stacked all the way throughout this building, like building blocks." Well, the story is, and it's actually documented, we did find documented proof, that a stagecoach did run through there, and that people that lived there always had people missing on that hill. They were robbing people and murdering them and hiding them. Now that's messed up. So in 1970, the Dandy family moved in. How many of you guys have heard of that name? Dandies. Anybody? No? Okay. The Dandy family moved in. There was a mother, father, 4 children. Almost instantaneously, they started experiencing paranormal phenomena. Everything from hearing voices to seeing things. The story goes on and on. Long story short, they had to have a priest come in. They did what they call an exorcism on a house. Now, I know James is sitting in this audience, so he definitely can vouch for this. You can't exorcise a house. You can only exorcise a person. Okay? So, needless to say, that didn't work. The force was too strong, it didn't work, and the family packed up and left 2 years later. Very tragic case, especially because one person in that family, actually 2, are dead. They never talked about the house again. They all died pretty much shortly after they left that house. So up until recently, that house had an occupant that passed away, and the house sat vacant for 2 years. Now everybody knows what folklore is, right? You know, telling stories, nobody knows if it's true. Well, everybody and their sister wanted to break into this house, because like I said, it's in the middle of nowhere. They would break into this house, they would pull down the ceilings, break out the windows, rip the electrical lines out, steal the copper, for the last 2 years. Well, me and Bill Connolly, who's my partner, we got a phone call to actually shoot a documentary on the house. For the first time in history, a paranormal investigator, other than Father L, Dr. Tanis, we're going to be allowed into this location. Very cool. So we go, and we're in cahoots with the owner. We get a phone call at 2 in the morning one day. We're going to burn the house down tomorrow. I don't know what you guys are going to do about your documentary. Imagine that one. We already had all the promos out and everything ready to go. So we had to come up with a decision. We elected to purchase the Hinsdale house. They wanted $297,000 for a shack. We just recently shot the documentary, just coming off it, it's pretty cool. I'm going to tell you guys about some of my experiences in the house, considering I spent 67 nights in that house, me and a blind guy. His name is Jeff. I'm going to tell you a little something about Jeff. I've never seen somebody with so much dedication to a house. Now, there is a story that this house calls to you, it attracts you, pulls you in. This guy went up to the house about 1.5 years ago, broke in a window with his family, went in and ghost hunted. Every day he spent there with me, fixing what he did. And now he busted out a window, that's only what, maybe $100 total? He rewired the entire house, was on the roof shingling, helped paint, ripped the floors, and like I said, it was just me and him for 60-some-odd nights in this house. We had no electric, no heat. We had air mattresses and the ghosts. Now, for those of you guys that don't know me, I come into a case extremely skeptic. We all know that there's stories out there, right? Well, the Hinsdale house has a lot of stories. It has a lot of that. So when I came in from Florida, I walked into the house and I called Bill. I said, "Hey, Bill, congratulations." He goes, "Why?" I said, "Well, number one, it's snowing in the kitchen. There's a huge hole in the roof. And you bought a shed. That was the only nice thing on this piece of property was the shed." So I walk upstairs and I said, "Hey, look, I don't know if you're even in this house, nor do I care. All I know is I'm going to fix it up. So I'm going to make you guys a deal. I'll fix it. You scare people out of it. Fair deal, right? Come on, I'm going to fix your house. All you got to do is just kick somebody in the butt for me. Get them out of the house." I said, "Do you understand that?" Nothing. That silence in this house. So I hit the wall. I said, "Come on, I'll rip it down." After I said that, 4 K2 meters went off, and we also heard walking right next to me down the stairs. I was like, okay, okay, cool deal. So as renovations went on, we would catch EVPs. A lot of different ones. Hey, help, a little girl who was talking to us. Another funny one was a girl that came up. She got a little pinch. And the EVP, after that, said, "I'm going to get lucky." So the ghosts have some sort of a sense of humor. So after spending all that time in this house and dealing with these ghosts and everything, we decide, Bill Connolly comes into town, we're going to film this documentary, and we're going to spend 5 days in this house, nobody's going to bother us, and we're going to film it. And I will tell you, what we did film is going to change a lot of the paranormal. Because I'm going to tell you something that I should probably tell you. Number one, the movie is going to the Travel Channel. It'll be seen in August. You guys can also pre-order that if you want. You guys come see me. It's called the Hinsdale event. We caught poltergeist activity. Adam was walking by a coffee pot. The coffee pot flew off where it was and hit him in the arm and shattered. Adam, at one point, needed a armory to go to the bathroom. He wouldn't go into the bathroom by himself. I'll show you something like that in a minute here. But we caught the coffee pot going off. How many of you guys in here are paranormal investigators? We got a huge group of you guys. How many of you guys use DVRs? All right, so you guys all know that the brackets on the bottom of your cameras are very strong, correct? Pretty strong, made out of metal. We use the high-def cameras. Our brackets were specially welded to fit onto a tripod. After filming for 1 day, each camera snapped off at the weld. We would fix it, and it would snap. We went through this for 5 straight days. At one point, Bill was sleeping. Bill's very skeptic too. He got hit in the head with something, and his earring got ripped out. We got it on film. We got full-body apparitions on film. That's all I'm going to tell you about the movie. But I'll tell you this. Somebody did go under what they call demonic oppression. Sort of. Got very violently ill. We got it on film. We got all the EVPs that we captured on film. But the cool thing about Hinsdale, guys, is there, you don't need recorders. They'll come up and hit you. They'll talk to you. Jeff, who's blind, would persuade these ghosts to do something. Every night. Well, one night, he was upstairs with a group of people trying to give them a little tour, and they heard growling. I was outside having a campfire. They came and got me. I went upstairs. I didn't hear anything. I said, who's growling up here? Nothing. Then I heard it downstairs, so I'm running downstairs. Jeff went through a full panel wall. Something threw him through a wall. The guy is petrified of the house and will not go back upstairs. Every team that's gone into this house, every team, has had something happen. And the worst part about it is that I guarantee you, if you guys come out to Hinsdale, the first thing you think about when you leave Hinsdale is Hinsdale. I'll bet you. I'll get phone calls or emails from every single one of you. I can almost guarantee it. And that's cool, because I like to hear from people. So I'm actually going to show you guys an interview clip from the movie. This is with Adam Straley, Bill Connolly. This is night, I believe, 3, while we're investigating. Now, real quick, we're also shooting Contact, which is a TV series, which is in the negotiations right now to go to Travel Channel as well. In this clip, Adam was livid because something kept happening to him. It wouldn't stop. It wasn't happening to me, it wasn't happening to Bill, but it was happening to Adam. So finally he's like, get a camera on me, guys. You guys got to interview me. So here's a clip from the movie. Tell me what you guys think.
It's like every single time you put your equipment down, or you're not looking for it, that's when you hear the sounds. And I don't think people at home will understand, like, how just bananas this house is. It just doesn't freaking stop.
Adam doesn't use the toilet by himself. He has to have pretty much an armed escort to take a leak. Chris, well, I don't like upstairs. I'll go to there, but I'm not staying there. And where's the upstairs too?
I don't like Mary's room.
Okay. And he doesn't like Mary's room.
Not at all.
So it's something that we can't even explain. You can go to a place and feel uncomfortable and not feel cool or whatever, and you can get through it. The hangs and knocks and hey and growls, and I had to go outside and the phone rings, and it's been a gong show. It hasn't stopped. So we're grabbing our gear and we're hunkering down for another night, guys. Wish us luck.
But that's the Hinsdale event. And that, like I said, that's coming out in August. So if you guys want to come to Hinsdale for the first time in over 50 years, it is open to the public, and it is also open to paranormal investigators, because we all know what it's like to want to get into a building, correct? So now it is open. And it's taken off like wildfire, and it is currently, from what I understand now, I don't know where the statistics come from, but I do understand that it is on the top 10 most haunted locations around. So, if anybody wants to go to Hinsdale, you can come see me at my booth.
I'm going to play the trailer to the new movie. I also have my movie for sale, which is called The Deliverance, which won 2 awards and has been seen all over the United States. So, I actually have that with me if you guys want to get a copy of it. But here's the new trailer video to the Hinsdale event.